All right, it's Good Friends, Good Games, episode 59. We're almost
That's
to
the one.
60. We're one away from the big 60. Pretty soon
Mm.
we'll be able to retire.
In the UK, you won't be able to retire for another 7 years.
Oh, you guys go to 70?
We're getting there. It's 67 retirement age here now, but there's talks that they might be increasing it to 70.
Oh shit. Like
Yeah.
here it's like here they tell you it's 65, but people just work till 70 anyway.
Yeah. That's where it's gearing up to in the UK. My pension that I'm on says that I'm going to be working for another like 38, 39 years to retirement, but I guarantee you that will change.
Jesus, man.
Yeah.
I'm screwed. I'm screwed.
We all are.
No, we're all screwed. We're just going to work
We're
till
all
we
screwed.
die. I just work till I die.
Yeah.
All right. Episode 59. It is what? May 3rd. Happy birthday to my brother yesterday. Happy birthday.
And tomorrow will be Star Wars Day.
Hey, may the 4th be with you. Oh, that's right, because I think last year it was technically when this episode would have aired.
Yep.
Judge Judy is still technically working and she's in her 80s. Good Lord.
Jesus Christ.
Good Lord. At my job, we had a lady that was still working and she was low key like almost like in her 70s.
Mm-hmm.
And we're like, girl, go retire. Teaching, like,
a lot of them don't know how to turn off. They don't know how to turn it off after all the years they've been working.
I totally get it. Like, I totally get it because like that becomes like their purpose. Like they just work.
Yeah.
And then but this woman was like in her 70s and she would come to me for like IT help. And we already know we already know where that's headed.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God. Like I was literally like, I was like, HR, what can we do? Like clearly she just does not want to stop working. What can we do? One time she came to me like 3 days in a row for the same problem that I fixed every single time. By the way. So she would like keep running into the same problem and then she would bring the last time. One day, like I was like so like I was getting to the point of irritation. I'm like, what are we doing? Like, what's the problem? What are we doing? Right? And then she was like, I'm so sorry. And then what she basically is, she like pulled like a $5, like she put a $5 bill out of her purse and put it in my pocket. So I was like, fuck, it's like my grandma now.
She tipped you.
Yeah, it's like my grandma, you know, when you go see grandma, like you get like $1 or $5 or whatever. That's what it fucking felt like. And I was like, oh my God. I felt terrible. I felt terrible, but she's like, a little old lady gave me a $5 bill for my help. And I'm like, fuck. Fine, I'll go help you put your groceries in the car.
Yeah.
Something like that. But yeah, there you go. Zenith is off today. He's at the Ren Fair. We were not invited, unfortunately.
I know.
So Zenith's out there being a cool guy. Whoa, Dill. Is that a regular Coke?
Nope. Fanta raspberry.
Oh, it's Fanta.
Mm-hmm.
Dang.
Yeah. Though I do have Pepsi Cream Soda Zero.
Pepsi Cream. How's the Pepsi Cream Soda?
It's actually not bad.
Is it like orange cream? Like orange cream soda?
I don't think it's orange cream, just normal cream soda.
Oh, interesting. I'm not a fan of I'm not a fan of cream soda. I'm not a fan of root beer.
I'm not a fan of cream soda normally as well, but the Pepsi one actually is all right.
Okay. There is a Dr. Pepper Blackberry that sits out here in the U.S.
I know. Pal showed me. I'd already said to her, if I go over next time, I want a case.
It tastes like it's not quite grape. But it's not quite cherry. Soda. It's not quite cherry. It's interesting. It's definitely a berry flavor, but it's not quite like a grape. It looks like grapes. Like if you look at it, you would think, oh, this is like a grape soda, obviously, but it's not quite a grape and it's not quite a cherry. But it's really good. We have what is this? We have Coke Zero.
Zero something.
Right, and I just realized I'm bleeding in the Dill's webcam here. Let me fix this real quick. Let's do this. There we go. All right, cool. I also forgot to do the audio check. So Morgan, I hope our audio and everything sounds okay. And we're not echoing
Is
like last
everything
time.
now sound okay, Morgan?
Everything sounds okay.
Yeah.
We don't use the 2-panel profile very much, so we might run into something. But yeah, Coke Zero, caffeine free, because I'm getting old and my heart's gonna clip at some point. All right, Dill, what you been up to?
Honestly, all I've done for the last 2 weeks is work, both at home and at my actual job. The good news is that all the work at home, editing that I've done, it finally paid off. I finished my video.
Do you feel like this accomplished, like, dude, where you're just like, yes.
Yes, I finished it. I exported it. It took 2 attempts to export because there was a corrupted source code in one of the GIFs I used, so I had to change that. And then I fully uploaded it, checked it all and everything like that, and despite some mistakes in there, I published it, and it's on the YouTube now. It's there.
All right, let's go check the YouTube here. Let's see here, YouTube.
Yeah, I'm just gonna wait for like Erik's shock reaction for how long it is.
Oh, okay. Let's see here. Let's see here. 2 years ago. Where's the channel? Thank you.
We can't find it.
Here we go.
Oh, the thumbnail. Which thumbnail, though, is the question.
All right. Someone takes a wild guess as to how long Dill's video is here.
Well, don't ask Damie. She already knows.
Don't ask Damie. Damie already knows.
Yes.
Okay. Let's see. It is 1 hour and 45 minutes.
Yep.
Look at this. Okay. Dill's putting in work. I'm just watching the little preview thing here.
Mm-hmm.
Let me go ahead and give you a link to this bad boy. Let me go ahead and put this link in the chat here.
Yeah. It's literally
it's
7 weeks worth of work, all within that time frame.
Oh, he even did the classic YouTuber thing. Welcome to my YouTube.
Well, yeah. Oh, yeah. I did the work. And then I also made like 3 different thumbnails for it and uploaded them all on the video because it's like a test feature where you can test which one does the best.
Really? That's a thing now?
Mm-hmm. That's the thing now, yeah.
Okay, we got to take note of that.
Yeah. So it's like, anyone who like watches it could have a different thumbnail shown to them, basically.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll actually post all the different thumbnails in the live chat for you so you know what they look like.
Okay, this is cool. Okay, I did not know about that feature. Let me see.
It's a new feature.
Let's look at these thumbnails.
Give me a sec.
You can put them in the live chat. Well, good for you, dude. How long did this take again? You said 7 days?
7 weeks, roughly.
7 weeks?
7 weeks.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
It
was not a short project.
So this is the full play. This is the full playthrough of the whole DLC. I'm guessing,
DLC,
right?
Yes. Not every area, but like the main stuff that I did. Anything that was piqued my interest. It was like nearly 30 hours worth of content that I reduced down to 1 hour and 45 minutes. Hi, Jake.
Here you go. This.
That's the first one right there.
This thumbnail right here.
Do you know who that is as well inside the ball of our light?
It looks like Donald Trump, but it's not Donald Trump.
No, that is the Edge from the WWE.
Oh, yes. What's his name? Scott. It's something. He goes by his actual name now.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah.
What else do we got here? Let's see.
Yeah. And if you wanted the context of the thumbnail, watch the video and find out.
What are you doing to Edge?
I am mounting the Edge. I am edging him.
Oh my god. Jesus Christ.
Oh. Yeah. And admittedly, the last one took the most work.
This is good stuff.
Yes.
I'm trying to debate which I like more, this one or this one. This is hard.
My friend said he liked the first one the most.
Yeah, this is pretty good.
Yeah.
And then this one, the face on this one.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like perfect or anything like that, but that's what I can do with GIMP.
It's good stuff. I wonder which one of these is going to have the most engagement.
It's a 2-week test, so in 2 weeks time, in less than 2 weeks time, I'm gonna check to see which one does the best, and that'll be the thumbnail for permanently.
This is good. Excuse me. All right.
But yeah,
there you go.
That is
I hit the wrong button.
7 weeks of my life there, all with, in an hour and a half, pretty much.
Good stuff.
That's why I haven't gamed that much over the last 2 weeks, but I'm gonna make up for that. Don't worry. Boom, boom, boom.
It's the yay piggyback. It makes it a win for me. It's Morgan's.
Yay.
It's Morgan's horse emote.
Yes, that was the true inspiration for that.
The true inspiration for this is Morgan's horse emote. The cat just laid on my folded clothes. Oh no, not the cat.
That means the cat hair is all over now.
Look at this thing. I got to go cash in my free Twitch Prime sub while I still have it.
You should do, yes. Man, y'all fired. Oh shit, we're fired, guys.
Fuck, I got
podcast now.
Fire myself.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, that was basically the last 7 weeks of my life, all in one video.
And then you're gonna get to do it all over again when you decide to do a new video.
Oh, I've already got the next video idea in the works. And okay. I actually, before the podcast here, I was actually working on another short, not about the video, but about a different thing entirely that I just uploaded before I came on here. And then I've got to sort out other things too as well for like other things that I'll talk about later.
When you see how long it takes like to do one of those videos, and then you realize there's people that do this like every week.
I have huge respect for editors because I don't know how they can do it all within like a week.
Well, granted, it's like a skill set thing too. Like over time, you just learn how to do things quicker, and you know exactly what to do, where to put what, and like how to make it work. But like Pal's going through the same thing right now. She's still working on Split Fiction, the episode 1 of Split Fiction, but like she's trying. It's half of it is just trying to figure out what you want. Like what you want to do, but like figuring out how to do it in DaVinci or whatever it is you're using.
Yes, and my process is I watch that section, I come up with ideas of what I want to do, and I execute them.
Okay.
That's why it takes so long.
I think what Pao does is Pao watches a section, and then she will go and like put markers and like kind of mark the markers and say, so-and-so clip here, or it's so-and-so GIF here. And then she'll go back and then put in what she's thinking she wants, and then kind of like, vets it and see if that's what she wants in there. Yeah. But she like tends to watch everything first, and then she kind of like makes markers and puts stuff in as she goes along. Yeah. And then she'll kind of go clean it. Yeah.
I just do it as the crow flies.
Yeah. And then she'll just go and clean it up. She's getting pretty good at it though. Yeah. But it's like just one of those things where like you're figuring out what you want to do, and then how do I do it? And then, oh, nice. What do we got here? Yeah, we're going to deny this.
Deny.
We were offered cheap viewers again.
We already have cheap viewers. They're right here in the chat.
Oh,
they're free.
They're good ones though. They're good though. We got them on sale. They're just not cheap. We got them on sale, discounted. Morgan, I'm a cheap viewer.
Yeah.
Oh, Demi's not happy.
Cheap. Well, of course.
Cause fair.
Yeah.
It's fair. McDonald's for each one of the viewers in here, and they'll be in here.
McDonald's. Yeah.
Cheap
But yeah,
dates.
after I was done that video, the day after, I thought about just like chilling and relaxing, but all I actually did was catch up with all the chores around the house I had to do.
Oh man, you had chores?
Yes. Like cleaning my room, sorting my bed out, cleaning my desk, mowing the lawns, going to appointments, that stuff. Ooh. Yeah. So
Our backyard, dude. Our backyard is just like is not it right now. It's just staring at us like you need to clean us. And I'm like,
that was
oh.
basically mine.
And then I just, roll down the shade thing.
Just like, I don't want to deal with that right now.
Yeah. Look at it. Out of sight, out of mind. Just roll that down. Look, nothing there. The dishes, dude. It's like the dishes just build up in the sink, and they're like, I'll get those tomorrow.
I mean, to be fair, you were very good when I was there, but that's because I was like offering to do them, and Pow was just like, no.
It gets bad. Like when Pow and I are like both home, it's not that bad.
Yeah.
But like when Pow goes to work and I'm working at home or whatever, and then I got to go keep up with it, and then people come home and then they put their lunchbox like stuff in there, your lunchbox containers and stuff in there, and then it's like now the sink's full again, and you're like, shit, we got to do it again.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, dishes are like the one thing where I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Duh.
So anyway, what have you been up to, Eric?
Dishes. We've been doing dishes.
Apart from that.
Apart from dishes. No. We played some Dungeons and Dragons last night.
Nice.
We've made our way to a goblin camp, and I feel like we've made some poor decision making in this goblin camp, and now we're gonna pay for it dearly.
Well, you know what a goblin's ultimate weakness is, right?
What are the goblin's ultimate weakness?
These nuts.
There you go. There you go.
I cannot stop.
So yeah, we were watching Dungeons. We played some Dungeons and Dragons last night, dude. I'm fucking falling in love with Dungeons and Dragons. Let me tell you, it's such a good game when you like got a good like quest going.
Mm-hmm.
It is damn good. So we got Dungeons and Dragons. Pal and I've been watching some movies.
Nice.
We watched this movie on HBO. It's called Companion.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the premise of this, okay? You ever watch the movie Her, where it was like it has Joaquin Phoenix, right? And he basically falls in love with this like AI like assistant thing.
Oh, is that? Oh, yeah, I know. I've heard of that one. Is Companion the one with Jack Quaiden?
Yes. So here's what happens here. They basically took the movie Her and they took it, a step further. This man bought an AI fuck robot.
Yeah.
Like legit AI fuck robot that he controls with an app. And without divulging too much into this, they basically programmed the AI fuckbot to murder one of the friend's boyfriends.
Oh shit.
Right. And then everything obviously goes haywire and all this kind of stuff. And I'm like, Pow and I got into this discussion about the fuck robot because like how do you ignore the idea that some company out there has probably got this idea where they're going to stick AI in these love dolls.
Some company out there watch the movie. Write that down.
Yeah, because the dolls already exist. Like,
yeah,
those are a thing, right? So I was like, someone's going to put AI into these things, and it's going to become a thing because
it's only a matter of time.
Oh yeah, dude, perverts figure out everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
The reason perverts get rich so quick is because they figure out how to take their perverted shit and make it reality. So, it's one of those things where it's like, imagine all the horrible, like, I would hate to work for this company that made these things. You get like warranty returns or you get customer support or some shit, and they'd be like, I tried to do this to my doll, and look what happened. And
did you fuck it? No.
No. Yeah, then you didn't use it what it was intended for, sir. No, but it's like there's like all kinds of ethical shit to it. Like people are disgusting, guys. People are legit
Yes.
disgusting. I'm not going to go much into this further, but people are disgusting, and people will do disgusting things to these dolls.
Mhm.
Like I've
They will.
determined that's the reality of our world, and that's what would happen if these things actually existed. But yeah, what a weird concept of a movie.
Sounds interesting.
It's definitely interesting. This guy ordered a doll, shipped it to his house.
Yep.
He could program the intelligence of the doll. So if he wanted his doll to just be straight up stupid,
she can do.
Was not a problem. Just turn the slider all the way down.
Oh, Jesus, sliders, yeah.
Yeah, turn the slider all the way down. Oh, but we watched that. What else did we watch? Oh, I showed Pal The Naked Gun. Have you ever watched The Naked Gun?
I have actually never seen it.
Oh, dude, go watch The Naked Gun.
I know, I need to. There's actually a new one coming out with there's like a soft reboot with like Liam Neeson,
which is what triggered the whole. We got to go watch The Naked Gun because our Dungeons and Dragons buddy was like, "Dude, did you see the trailer for The Naked Gun?" I'm like, "Wait, they're making a new one?"
Yeah, I saw it and I was like, "You know what? Generally looks impressive."
Yeah, it looks damn good.
Yeah.
Is Liam Neeson related to Leslie Nielsen in any way? No.
No.
Oh, okay. It's just
no. It's just like it's a good premise of like having the son inherit the role basically, and like become the new one. That's all.
I thought
really
it was
is.
I thought it was like an intended like thing, but it just seems to be a happy coincidence then.
Yeah,
that they share the same last name. Okay. So yeah, we watched The Naked Gun. Next up on the playlist here is Caddyshack. We're gonna watch Caddyshack. That is the golfing one with Bill Murray and Rodney Dangerfield.
Okay. No, the only golfing comedy movie that I know is Happy Gilmore,
which has a sequel coming.
Yep, I know.
God, it actually looks decent. I'm not gonna lie, it looks decent. I'm gonna indulge in the Happy Gilmore sequel. It looks decent.
Yeah.
But Caddyshack is a classic. It's got Bill Murray, Rodney Dangerfield, Chevy Chase. Definitely got to check that one out. So yeah, we watched Caddyshack. I forgot what else we have on the lineup here. Oh, we saw Star Wars Episode 3 in the theater for the 20th anniversary.
They released that, didn't they? Yeah.
Yeah.
How was that?
Okay, for Star Wars fans out there, the first half of Episode 3 is still bad. The first half is just it's corny love story. It's cheesy corny love dialogue, which I'm nothing against like love story or dialogue, right? But like it's grade school bad. It's like grade school bad dialogue the first half of the movie, but then again the movie ramps up in the last hour, and like when everything starts to hit the fan, and you're like, okay, this is good.
Yeah.
It's like it goes from 0 to 60. It's like the first half is really bad, and then when the second half kicks in, you're kind of hooked.
General Kenobi.
What's it? Is it Hayden Christensen? Right, that's Anakin.
Yes, Hayden Christensen. That's his name.
Hayden Christensen, I think, got a bad rap.
He did.
I think he got a bad rap. I think he got a bad opportunity to showcase like what he could do, because he's also in the Obi-Wan TV show.
Yep.
And he does a fantastic job there.
Yeah.
He does a fantastic job there.
He also appeared in the Ahsoka series as well.
Did he?
Yeah.
Oh, he did. That's right. He's a ghost, right? Like he's a Force ghost? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think, okay. I don't remember how good he was in there. I have to rewatch that. But like,
I've not watched that one, so I don't know. Okay. I hear it's good, though.
Okay, so I don't want to say he's a bad actor, because I don't think he's a bad actor.
I don't think he's a bad actor. No, he's got some good, like, serious roles that I've seen him in.
I think he just got a bad rap with the Star Wars writing, like the prequel writing, and it's unfortunate. I think, but that, and then so we watched Episode 3 in the theater. Pal got all excited because she got the hello there from fucking Obi-Wan Kenobi or whatever. So we did some of that. I also got a hold of I don't know if you guys have heard of this, but there is the Star Wars Project 4K 77. And what they have done is this a group of people that got a hold of an original film print of Star Wars, like from 1977, like an original film print. No special features, no CGI, no none of that, right? Like it is the original theatrical from release from 1977. And they went and they scanned every frame into 4K and cleaned up every frame of this.
Wow.
And these are not legitimate, by the way. Like, don't go to Disney and be like, where's 4K 77 at? No. You got to go dig the depths of the internet for this one. But it looks so glorious on a TV, dude. It's just like colors were all corrected. Like it looks like the original film reel, like from when you watched it in the theater.
Cool.
They have two versions of it. They have one where they cleaned up the noise on the film, and they have one where they didn't. So if you're watching it like on a projector, you'll get all the original film grain and stuff in it. So it looks like you're watching it in the theater, dude. It's really fucking cool. 4K 77. But yeah, that's been my whole deal for the past couple of weeks. Work's been busy, dude. Like I've just been working to the point where I'm like dragging.
I understand that.
Yeah, to the point where I'm just dragging. And then
you got to pay those bills, though.
Yeah, dude. And then Pal bought a new laptop, and
ooh, nice.
We fired it up, and when you fire up Windows, it goes through a Windows update check. You know, and it downloads all the updates or whatever. The Windows update check broke the launch of the laptop.
No.
I was like, what the fuck is going on? Like, it broke. It, like, it wrecked the Wi-Fi, like, driver.
What?
The update broke the Wi-Fi drivers. This is all during the setup, the out-of-box experience, you know, like, sign into your Windows account, yada, 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 yada. So like it broke during that whole process. It broke the Wi-Fi driver. It broke the Ethernet driver. The USB driver broke because I have one of those like USB to Ethernet adapters.
Yeah.
So the USB broke. It was like not detecting an Ethernet connection. So I had to go and make a whole Windows like boot USB. And I had to reinstall it on the drive from scratch.
Holy shit.
And then like go through the whole process again. And then it worked correctly the second time.
Good. Holy shit.
Never in my IT life have I had the Windows like out of box experience break.
Is that what Windows 11 is going to be featured now? Windows 11 guaranteed to make you reinstall it twice in a row because you'll break your laptops.
It was the wildest thing. Let's see here. Morgan had Windows 10 update that bricked her laptop back in 2016. She had used Linux for a long time until she could get Windows back on it. It fucked up the recovery thing. I think she might have done it herself.
Yeah, wouldn't surprise me.
Morgan broke the recovery on her own laptop.
I mean, that's what happened with my PC a few years ago. The recovery system got broken and I couldn't, boot up a new version of Windows, so I had to completely reinstall it.
Yeah. It sits on a partition. Like the recovery sits on its own partition, like on your drive. And then if you need it, you can it'll boot it from there. But I've never had the out of box experience break on me, like to where the driver's broken and everything. I was like, what the hell?
It was a brand new laptop, right? Not refurbished.
Everything looked brand new. Like it was sealed and all that stuff. So like that, and like we bought it at a Best Buy, which I don't know what Best Buy's equivalent is in the UK, but we bought it at a Best Buy and it was clearance, but usually at Best Buy they tell you like it's open box. So like it's been returned or it was a demo unit or something. They tell you specifically and then you get a price reduction on it. The iPad I bought was open box.
Okay.
And it told me straight up. So it was interesting. I was like, what the fuck happened? Like it was literally brand new. It went through the out of box and all that stuff, but I guess the update, whatever the latest one, 24H24 or whatever the new one is, broke it. My mind was blown, dude. So. I was up for like an hour just like to get it going.
Yeah. I was having some PC crashes a few weeks back, and it was due to one of the more recent updates on the graphic drivers. So I reverted back to a previous version and I waited until the day they fixed the issue.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah, dude.
Like,
It sucks. I was like, this
yeah.
sucks. That's the worst part too. Like when you don't know what happened, you're like, why the fuck is it doing this? Like, why? And then like
I mean,
you'll spend.
if it stumps you, even that's like shows how like, you know, it's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, honestly, I get stumped all the time. Like I get stumped all the time. It's like, okay, I have to come back, like, because people will be on the phone with you, like, hey, can you help me fix this or whatever? Or like in my case,
open this book first.
yeah, or like in my case, like now, then they're like, oh, the network's down in this office. This isn't working. Yada 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 yada. Or like, we can't print in this office. What's going on? So like, it's a network problem. And sometimes I can't figure it out right then and there. It's like, okay, I have to go run like ping tests. I have to do trace routes. I have to do packet captures. I have to see what's wrong. And then I'll tell them, I'm stumped right now. I need about an hour. Let me get back to you type of thing. And that happens to me all the time. Like,
yeah.
I get baffled all the time. So it's not a big thing. But yeah, dude, brand new laptops. There you go. All right. More fun things. Video games. More fun things. Video games. Dill has the R.E.P.O update. What did they patch on the R.E.P.O?
So because of my recent endeavors in video editing, I've not done much gaming, both in spare time and on stream. I actually even took like nearly 2 weeks off, pretty much 2 weeks off from streaming because of like the last like 60% of the video I needed to just focus on it. But when I came back to stream yesterday, I didn't really have any plans. I just wanted to catch up with my community and like just do some cool things. So had the idea of playing R.E.P.O with my community and just, you know, having a bit of fun. There's a recent update that they brought out in the beta form of R.E.P.O, where they have a new map and a bunch of new items and even a new enemy in the game. The new map, it didn't show the name of the map when you loaded into it. It was like a blank screen. So you know it's still being worked on, but the new map is called the Museum. It's a museum map area, basically. It's pretty, like empty kind of area with, like, a lot of different enemies you can find. There's a lot of, like, scale, like, things you can, like, climb on and scale. There's, like, broken museum artifacts. There's, like, weird items that you can pick up and, you know, repurpose. But the funny thing that happened while we were on that map is that there was a new item, which I don't know if it's called like the jukebox or the stereo box or whatever it's called. It's like a big giant like the music box basically. You know what? You're like one of those like one of the ones that style like in the 80s, like a giant like, you know, stereo box that someone can play music and everything like that. And they'll put it on their shoulders.
Are you talking like a boombox? Like a
boombox? That's the one.
Yeah, the boombox. Okay,
yeah.
There's a boombox.
So the new item is a boombox, and when you hold the boombox, it plays music and makes you go headbang. Like literally,
nice.
Like legit, you'll just headbang whilst it plays. And me, Damien, Jake all played this, and Davey found the item, and she was just like constantly headbanging, to the point where like when she let go of it, it flung in the air and hit her right on the head.
Let's see here.
You know, but yeah, R.E.P.O was fun. R.E.P.O's a fun game, honestly. I put like about 20 hours into it so far. Playing both offline and on stream. It's just a fun game to play with friends, and I love playing that with like everyone.
What's honestly okay, so you're saying it takes place like in a museum, like in a.
So the museum's one of the maps. There's the museum is the newest one. There is the wizard school. There is a what's the word I'm looking for? There's a science station, and there's a mansion. Those are the four maps in the game that you can go into and basically collect items in order to extract for money, and you have to meet the quota on the money basically in order to extract properly.
I know this game uses like voice modulation and stuff like that, like as one of the elements. So does it utilize anything in like the museum map or any of the other maps? Does it use the voice modulation in like interesting ways?
So some of the enemies can manipulate your voice in a way. So like there's this thing that I call the face hugger that goes onto you, and if it goes onto it makes your voice really deep and makes you vomit all over the place.
Oh god.
Which is pretty funny. And then there's also another enemy that's like on the roof, like called the eyeball, I call it. If that thing catches you, it slowly drains your health and makes your voice go really high. Like a really high-pitched voice and everything like that, yeah. And my favorite item to find in the game is the hourglass. If you pick up the hourglass, it makes you go in slow motion, not only with your character you control, but also your voice. So your voice goes really freaking deep, and your eye pupils become really big. And you're just like, there's so many good clips that I've seen from like this hourglass. It's so good, and I've held it myself, and it's really good. This game is fun to play with friends. It really is.
I forgot. This is in my wish list. What's the price on this thing again?
It's like $10.
Oh shit. Okay, I have no excuses then. Let me see
Yeah.
here.
$10. It's cheap.
Where the hell is the wish list button? Oh, here we go. It's under store.
So one gifted to Erik right now.
Did I not put it in here? Oh, I did put it. Oh, yeah, it's like $10. That's not even a big deal.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. All right, I'm going to mark this overwhelmingly positive. All right, we'll play R.E.P.O. We'll try R.E.P.O.
Yay! We have more friends joining this chat.
We'll try R.E.P.O. We'll get a. Yeah, why can't we gift it?
I can.
You can.
I
you don't need to give. Don't gift it to me. I'll go and I'll buy. Okay, I don't need to get it. No.
I mean, your birthday's coming up, isn't it?
That's a couple months away. Pal tried to do this to me the other day too. She's like, "Hey, do you want to go shopping?" I'm like, "For what?" And she's been looking at those the Ray-Ban Meta glasses that like record.
Oh yeah.
And she's like, "I kind of want to look at the Ray-Ban Meta glasses." I was like, "Are you gonna buy those things?" And she's like, "Well, no, I was gonna look for your birthday." And I'm like, "Oh, my birthday's months away."
And she can plan.
I know, but I was like, "Damn." All this stuff is getting stupid expensive now, dude. It's like, it's all starting to come to fruition. They raised the price of my damn printer filament. I'm so mad.
No, not the printer stuff.
Yeah, the 3D printer filament went up $4 a roll.
Oh, God, that sucks.
I was like, what the fuck? That's at the discounted rate.
Can you not like get him like a discount because of your like job?
No. I wish.
That's a shame. Yeah.
Although my Microsoft 365 is like cheaper because of my work. I bought that through work. Mm-hmm. My OneDrive storage and everything, I got all that through work, so like it's cheaper.
I mean, if you two come over to like see me and everything like that in the UK, because I'm working a pub and everything like that, I get 33% off.
33% off.
Yes, on anything.
The fuck?
Mm-hmm.
I want 33% off. I'm about ready to just start utilizing you and Zenith to get all my shit. Like, just ship me all this shit.
Yeah, I posted the Boombox clip. Yeah, the clip that the Boombox I was talking about. I posted it on my socials.
Oh, let me go get this then real quick. Let's see here.
It's not a perfect edit, but I just made it quickly before I came on here.
Let's see, Erdtree. Where'd you put it? Twitter?
It is on YouTube. It's a YouTube short.
Okay, got it. Let me steer the wheel here and get this. Let's do this real quick here. But yeah, dude, the filament went up in price. I'm starting to get worried about the camera equipment shit. I'm like, oh no, I better start like.
Yeah, you probably should, because I'm pretty sure a lot of them come from like through trade and everything like that.
Yeah, through China and all of this. Mm-hmm. Okay. Do you know the name of this clip?
Party Hard and R.E.P.O. I mean, I called it.
Where is it at here?
But I named it something else on TikTok and Instagram, but I called it Party Hard and R.E.P.O. on
okay.
I'm
on
there you
YouTube.
go. David posted it. David posted it.
Oh, thank you, Damon. That helps. Let's see here. Okay. Let's pull this up. Let's pause this right quick. Let's go here. And here we go. Oh, God, that looks not good.
I look so squished there.
Yeah, why? Does that look better?
I don't know. Yeah, that's better now.
Okay, cool. We will fix that later. All right, here we go.
Okay, let's go.
You're damaging
Let's
it.
go. I don't
Damn.
know. I don't
Wait,
know
so-
what to do.
Jesus
So you
Christ.
constantly headbang.
Oh
Yeah, it goes hard.
Ah, it lands on their head.
Yep, boom. And then Jake picks it up afterwards.
That's awesome. Okay, guys, you have sold me. I will play.
Yes, you should. You should join us too. Join us.
I will play. That's awesome. Let's see. R.E.P.O isn't going anywhere.
I couldn't help Jake but put that right at the end because you
Yeah.
sounded so excited.
That's good stuff. Okay, we're gonna click the. We're gonna hang on to that. Nice. Okay, yeah, that looks like fun. I'm gonna actually jump in on that.
You should have Pal buy it as well, so Pal can join us.
Oh yeah, we should get a.
Yeah, it doesn't take much to run it as well. It can run it on a potato. Damien knows that.
We run it on a potato.
Mm-hmm.
Is it Steam Deck compatible?
I think so. It's an
Let me
early
see.
access game. I'm not too sure
Let's take
how
a look.
early access works on Steam Deck.
It says playable, so it should theoretically
Okay,
work.
there you're in.
Theoretically, my PC runs more than just potato.
I mean, it can run games from 10 years ago as well.
Hey, they run.
Yes. Mechanic Run Crisis is a question.
Zenith's 1080 Ti is still ticking.
That is true, yes.
That thing is still fucking ticking, dude. They don't die. They're like an old Honda. They just keep working.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That is the R.E.P.O update. All right.
Yes. Now we must talk about your game, which I am
Oh.
very interested in hearing about because I've been told this game is very good.
Okay. All right. Let's talk about the big game this week. Well, there was two big games this week.
There was.
Let's go ahead and let's
can't
talk
believe.
about we'll go we're real quick. We'll go into it. I have not touched it too much, but there is the Oblivion remaster or remaster, right?
It's a remaster, but it basically is a remake if you look at it compared to the original. And I couldn't believe my eyes when I saw what they did with the company they hired to like remake it, like of how well polished it is and how like good it looks as a remake. And not only that, they just drop the bombshell and say it's out now. Have fun.
So, truth be told, I never played Oblivion. I've played some Skyrim, but
I
I've
have
never
not played
touched.
Oblivion.
I've never touched Oblivion. So, if someone in the chat here has touched Oblivion and can shed a little more light on this thing, so I can't tell you if this is a huge improvement or not because I've never touched the original one. But from what I'm hearing, people are really, really enjoying the remake here. Or the remaster. Like people are really, really excited about it and enjoying it. But yes, it was a shadow drop where they're basically like, "Hey, here's a trailer. Go get it now."
Yep.
And it is on Game Pass. So if you let's see here. If you are inclined, here's your options. So Oblivion.
So it's on the Xbox Game Pass and Xbox itself. It's on PC, on Steam, and it's on PlayStation 5.
All right, so it's on all your major platforms, except the Switch. Nothing on the Switch yet.
Maybe the Switch too.
Maybe the Switch too. But yes, it is currently $49.99 if you are wanting to purchase it on Steam or PlayStation, whatever your choice is, or you can get it on Game Pass for $12 a month in the US.
Yep.
So there you go. My PC is definitely potato for Oblivion. Well, not the old
you can
Oblivion.
probably run, they could probably run the original Oblivion, Damien. You're probably all right with that. It's just a remake, remaster, whatever it's called. No, No,
They
'Cause
run.
if you-
Skyrim runs on a damn smart fridge, so there you go.
it does. But when I looked at the specs for Oblivion, it says recommended 32 gigs of RAM.
What the fuck?
Yeah. I saw that. I'm like, that's basically how much I have. What the fuck?
Before 16 used to be enough. Now it's 32.
Yeah. Now games are starting to go to 32, which means I'm gonna freaking upgrade soon.
Just go buy 2 more sticks. Just buy 2 more sticks.
I've got 4 sticks already in there.
Oh, you've maxed the thing.
Yeah. So I would literally, and not only that, they're on like DDR5 now, aren't they? With the RAM, the latest RAMs, aren't they? So if I wanted to get new RAM, I'd also have to get a new motherboard. And
Are you using AMD?
No.
Or it's an Intel build?
I don't think. It's an Intel build, yeah.
Oh, I was.
But
gonna
I
say.
think,
Okay.
I think in my next big PC update, I'm going AMD.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
Usually the AMD lifespan, you get a couple the socket lasts a little bit longer over a course of a couple upgrades versus just the 1 or 2 that they do.
I'm
in the
just
Intel
like
boat.
not happy with Intel recently with their CPU, the handling of their CPUs. So like,
what
I'm
you can
going
do,
AMD.
what you can do is, you can take out the two sticks of 16 gig,
Mhm.
and then throw a 132 stick in there, and then there's your upgrade.
Would that not like mess things up though?
I don't think so. I don't necessarily think so. You just have to have the banks like matched up.
Right.
So
Couldn't I just get like 4 16 ones and then that would do it?
well, that's if you have 32, then that's what you have.
No.
Oh no,
I
you have 4 8s. You have 4 8s.
4 8s. Yeah.
So you could technically take out 2 8s and put 2 16s.
Okay.
It's been a minute. I haven't built PCs in a minute, right? Like most of my
Hmm.
stuff's like in the networking world now. But
Yeah.
if you theoretically, because you have 4 slots, right? You have bank
Yes.
A, which is the 2, it's like A and D and then C and B or whatever the matches are, right? As long as those
Yes.
banks match, you should be okay.
Okay.
So if you put so like for example, if you have 4 slots, which is 2 banks, one bank can have 2 16 gigs to match, and then the other bank can have 2 8s. And then
I mean, I don't need to do it right now, but like as I said, when I upgrade next, I am going AMD, and I'm probably gonna have to go to like 64 gigs of RAM.
it's fucking insane.
Yeah.
Now that's the recommended. I think what they do for recommended now, I think legit recommended is like 4K, 60 frames a second.
Yeah. So minimum is like 16 gigs of RAM.
Yeah. So if you are in a 1440p situation, like most people are with their monitors,
Which I am, yeah.
Yeah, I'll be fucking honestly real with you. Most people are in 1080 for their gaming PCs. Most are in 1080 world. So like you don't necessarily need 32 gigs of RAM. But if you are running a 4K monitor and you want it cranked like to all fucking glory.
Shiny.
Yeah, if you wanted to fucking see plaid and shit on your fucking gameplay, then yeah, you'll need.
I want to see the details on his face as I make the abominations on the creator. Have you seen some of the freaking abominations that have been made in the character creation in the Oblivion remake?
No, I have not.
Insane. You should look them up.
I booted it up.
Insane.
I booted it up for like a couple minutes because I booted up for a couple minutes and then I played for a little bit. But then the next day I realized Clair Obscur Expedition 33 is here.
Yep.
I'm going to say this right here, right now. This is a glorious fucking video game.
Mm-hmm. I've heard good things. It's also made by ex-Ubisoft developers as well.
This is fantastic. So let me get some... just a brief synopsis here. Clair Obscur Expedition 33. So, how do we describe Clair Obscura Expedition 33? We're going to go ahead and we'll just shorten it to Expedition 33 for the sake of this conversation here. This is basically a turn-based role-playing game that I can't tell if it's not a JRPG. It takes place in some form of like Europe or France or something along those lines.
Mm-hmm.
that's the setting I'm gathering from it. The characters have some kind of European lineage to them. And it is a turn-based RPG. It contains elements of Dark Souls. There's elements of Final Fantasy in there.
Mm.
There's open world elements to it.
Ooh.
And I don't even know where to start. So, it's your standard turn-based RPG. It takes place in this world. Basically, the concept is there is the big baddie, which is known as the Paintress. And what the Paintress does is the Paintress wipes out anybody that is the age of when the Paintress first first made its appearance on Earth, quote unquote. So in the case of Expedition 33, anyone that is 33 years old, the Paintress comes and basically Thanoses out anybody that is 33 years old.
Nice.
They call it the gommage.
Kind of similar to that old sci-fi movie. I can't remember the name of it. There wasn't there like an old sci-fi movie where like if you were a certain age you'd be taken away?
It's probably where they got the element from or the idea from.
Yeah.
So this big baddie, the Paintress, comes and they call it what's called the gommage, and anyone that is 33 years old in this case, anyone that's 33 years old gets Thanos out by the Paintress. They fade away and they turn into dust and flowers.
Damn.
To counteract that, every year there's an expedition team that goes out and their goal is to go and eliminate the Paintress. So as you can guess here, you are in Expedition 30. You are a part of Expedition 33. So you go out on your journey to take down the Paintress. And in the first this is the prologue or whatever they call it now in the game, like before the game officially starts, right? This is the prologue segment. You land on this island to take out the Paintress, and your party's wiped out.
Oof.
With the exception of 3, like at this point when you start 2 individuals. It is you and you have a excuse me, what is her name? Off the top of my head, Lune, Lune. So
Okay.
that is your 2 main party members at the start of this game. Your main character is Gustav, who looks like he looks like Robert Pattinson, like Batman era Robert Pattinson.
I have heard about that, yes.
But on fun fact, he is voiced by Charlie Cox.
I've heard about that as well. Yes.
Daredevil fame, yeah. So, which is really cool. Yes, her name is Lune, and then you have other characters that come along in your battles here. But it's very cool. You go and like it's not open world per se, but the maps are kind of like an open linear in a way. Like it's directed down a road. I would say it's very Dark Souls-esque. Like, you know how you generally are going one direction and it routes you a certain way, but like you can kind of go in loops and stuff like that and explore the area you're in. But overall, the general path sends you down a linear route.
Okay.
That's what most of your journeying in this game is going to be. When you get into the turn-based system, you have the ability to dodge attacks. You have the ability to parry attacks.
Okay.
And then when you parry the attacks, you get this ability to basically do heavy damage by parrying the attack and counterattack.
Counterattack, basically, yeah.
Yeah, so you parry it and then you do a massive counterattack and you do some damage. And I get my note page up here. There's a couple of different like power-ups and abilities you can get to go ahead and where is my note?
No time.
I took a couple notes on this game, and they are now not here, or they have not synced up yet. Anyway, aside from that, figure that part out later. But yeah, you have a parry system. There's a dodge system in this. You can get different power-ups that will improve your stats from parrying and dodging and things of that sort, and allow you to do more damage. You have weapon upgrades. It's very standard RPG stuff here. The cool thing about it is the enemies, rather than just making the enemies stronger and more difficult, they will go ahead and they will do tricks to throw you off so you don't land your parries.
Okay.
So like there's a big baddie in here called the chromatic trumpet. And he will do this attack that basically has 2 green orbs that float around him. And then what he'll do is he will make it look like he swings at you, but then the 2 orbs are the ones that actually come and attack and do the damage. But your focus is on avoiding the actual swing from the big weapon. So it kind of like it tricks you into what you're supposed to actually be parrying.
Interesting.
And then things like the timing of the attacks from the enemies and stuff like that really force you to kind of learn when to parry and when not to parry. Some of them I cannot parry, period, and I just end up dodging the attacks. This is where a lot of the Dark Souls element comes in, I think, because you are forced to kind of do the battles over and over and learn what the parrying is and when the timing is. And that timing varies. You have various each enemy has like these various weaknesses, and then you can find those weaknesses and do really heavy damage. There are ways to damage the enemy party like in one shot. So like they have an enemy, and it's standard RPG fare. You'll have a battle that has 3 bad guys versus your party. 2 of the bad guys have like landmines or big mines. You shoot the mines and it will do damage to the enemy party like right off the bat just by shooting the mines. Things like that. Things like that to help you proceed in the battle and really progress and, kind of minimize the damage that can happen to your party.
Yeah.
So each of your party members has specialties and weaknesses. Certain like specialty attacks that you can charge up and use to, and then if you time the button presses correctly, will do more damage than if you mistime the button presses. And it will go ahead and it will do damage that varies. Some of like it'll say like weak fire damage, it'll say heavy thunder damage and things like that. But the more damage you want to do with your specials, it requires your hit point, like not your hit points, but your like your magic points essentially. I think they're called AP, so like attack points.
Okay, yeah, that is similar to Final Fantasy. Yeah.
So like it takes like your attack points, and the more attack points you need to do more damage with your specials. How do you gain those attack points? You parry, you dodge, and things like that to build those attack points up.
Okay. Cool. Is it the combat? Is it old school Final Fantasy or is it new school Final Fantasy?
It's old school in a turn-based fashion. So like they take a turn, you take a turn. But the action gameplay works kind of like I would say it's kind of like a Final Fantasy 13 where like it was turn-based in a way, but like you do attack damage. Like you swing, you time your button presses, and you do damage that way.
Right.
Very, very cool. Now, how do you save and progress, and how do you build your characters up? More Dark Souls elements here. There are expedition flags that your previous expedition party have left out on the map.
Okay.
So you're going to see where I'm getting at here. You find the flags. You can set up a rest. You can rest. You can make adjustments to your characters, build their armor, change their armor, change their special attacks. configure your character's abilities, etc. And you do these at the flags.
Okay.
And then you get a rest point. And then for healing, you are given, I forget what the name of it off the top of my head is, but it's essentially it's a healing flask.
Yeah.
And you only carry a certain number of them.
Okay.
And then over time you find shards and you get more of your healing flask, more Dark Souls elements here. It's like Dark Souls kind of meets Final Fantasy in a way.
Sounds it, yeah.
Yeah. It's very, very cool. This game is fucking gorgeous. The scenery, the colors, the vibrance of everything, it is beautiful. It is a beautiful looking game.
Is this the company's first game as well? Hang on a minute.
I don't know.
Let's see here. So it's made by Sandfall Interactive.
Let me see if I can find out.
Yeah, it is. It's their first project.
Okay, a fucking fantastic swinging out of the gate with this thing.
Yeah. Going to this, yeah. They're literally like ex-Ubisoft developers who made their own like studio.
There's a real interesting character in here. Like back to some more of the combat. There's an interesting character called let me see, what is her name off the top of my head. I'm bad with names. So Melee, Maelle. Her abilities are, her special attacks are, she has different stances. So she can go into an attack stance, which will do more damage attacking, or she can go on a defensive stance and do a more defensive approach to when people attack or when characters attack her. And then depending on what options you choose during her combat segment, you can end up doing an attack into a defensive stance that kind of prepares you for when they attack. Yeah. It's all strategic in like how the order of the attack turns are. It's really, really cool. It, like I said, it looks very European. The description on Wikipedia here is dark fantasy belle époque or époque. I don't know how you say this. It is, yeah, it's a period of French and European history. So it is JRPG basically taking place in Europe. The storytelling this is fantastic.
Good.
It's the story's kind of got me on the hook here.
Good.
Just the concept out of the gate is like, hey, these people are getting killed, quote unquote killed, right off the bat, and like every expedition that's come before you has failed. In trying to stop this from happening. So it's like, it's almost like you were like working against the clock. Let me see what more I can find out here. Just to kind of regain my thoughts. Because there was a lot to unpack in this thing. It is
Andy Serkis is in this as well.
Who?
Andy Serkis.
Why does that name sound so familiar?
Gollum.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. Yeah. So I'll just kind of wind this up here. IGN's going to help me out a little bit here. Every character has melee and a ranged attack, latter of which must be aimed manually. So yeah, you can fire at an opponent to do some quick damage. Each of those opponents has weaknesses, so like you can find the weakness and fire at the weakness using a ranged attack and do heavy damage there. Yeah. You need attack points for your skill sets that each character has in their arsenal. Each character have attributes, which we talked about. And then these attributes can stack and make your attack stronger and your specialist stronger. It's a lot to unpack in this game, but this is definitely one of those ones like you should go play. It is so good.
Add it to the wish list.
You don't need to. It's on Game Pass.
I'll add it to the backlog, should I say?
Drop your backlog and go play this thing now.
I can't. I got plans this month.
It's on Game Pass. It's on Game Pass. If you have, game, I'm assuming you
I
still have your
do
Game
have
Pass.
Game Pass, yes.
Oh yeah, it's on Game Pass, dude. That's this right here was one of those things that sold me on Game Pass. I was like, oh shit, this is like a huge deal. Where I don't know much about it, and I don't know if I want to spend $50 on it off the bat here, but everyone's talking about it. $12 to play it for the month or whatever, right up my alley.
Yeah, I will get around to it eventually. I've just got plans for May that we'll stop me from playing any new games for a while.
No new games for a while?
No, I got plans for this month.
Oh, Dill's got
Which is a
plans,
shame
everybody.
too, because the new Doom game comes out in like less than 2 weeks.
No, not the new Doom. That's probably going to be
it's
on
the new
Game
Doom.
Pass too, I'd imagine.
It is. It will be on Game Pass, yeah.
But yeah, this is I highly recommend Expedition 33.
Good.
This is probably one of those games that have gotten me like excited for a game in a long time, like right off the bat. Very rare occasions nowadays where I'm like excited to play something that was announced to me and like I have no idea about, and then to just get hooked as soon as I start playing it. Everything now, it's like
when it was announced, no one knew what this whole thing was, and everyone was just like, "What is this?" And then it's taken the world by storm.
Oh, dude, it is straight fantastic. I dropped the whole Oblivion remaster thing as soon as I found out this was on, and I gave it a shot. And then from there, I was like, yeah, we're not stopping this.
Nice.
Great fucking game. Clair Expedition 33. That is, I believe this is $50 on Steam. I will look for you right now. Yeah, $50 on Steam and your major platforms, Sony, Xbox. I do not believe this is on Switch 2. I don't think they've announced this for that. Okay.
They probably will announce it when the Switch 2's been a bit more in its life cycle. It wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, this is definitely like this would work really well on a Switch, like in terms of consumption. Like for people that would want to play this on the go, this works pretty well. So yeah, Clair Expedition 33. We'll talk about this more in the next 2 weeks when we come back, and I'll probably have a lot more I've gone through a lot more of it.
You might even finish it.
I might even finish it. Final Fantasy IV, I'm at the point now where it's like, I'm just going to go YouTube the ending because I cannot beat this fucking boss. You ever get to that point? Where you feel like I've literally played this whole fucking game, I just can't beat this last boss? Fuck it, I'll just go watch the ending. Like, have you ever gotten there?
I'm trying to think of the last time I did that. I think that was Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories.
Yeah, like you've got to the last boss in this whole game.
I didn't even get to the last boss. I got so bored. I got so irritated with the combat system. I just watched the entire like cutscenes video. I hate that game. Yeah.
And like Final Fantasy IV is such a good game. I think I've seen everything I need to see in this. I'm on the last boss. Like I could probably just go and watch the ending and be fine, and then move on to the next, game I want to play.
Yeah.
But we'll try it a couple more times and we'll see what happens. But this last boss is literally just shitting on me.
Yeah. I like finishing games though. I will say there only are a few games which I have just dropped because I could not get past that. Another one actually is a good example. Cuphead. I got to
Cuphead.
King Dice, or whatever he's called, and I couldn't get past him. And I got too frustrated, and I didn't go back to after that.
Fucking Cuphead, man. Let me tell you.
Yep.
Yeah, go play Clair Obscur Expedition 33. You will not be disappointed. If you love RPGs and you are kind of over the Final Fantasy JRPG, like, common standards here, this is definitely up your alley.
Mm-hmm.
Check that out. But yeah, that's I think that's all I played this past 2 weeks. That is all I've been playing, and well worth it.
I will have more games to talk about next time because I'm planning on doing St. Jude month this month. So I got a bunch
that's what the
do.
plans are. You got St. Jude stuff.
Yeah.
That's right. That's your.
That's the plan that I have. Yeah, I've already talked about it in my community, and I've already got some stuff together, and I'm downloading things. And I'm working on getting stuff set up.
How many Bean Boozles are we going to be eating, Dill?
I don't actually have Bean Boozle on me right now.
Is that are Bean Boozles not a thing anymore?
I don't actually know. I haven't looked up Bean Boozle for a while, honestly.
Those things are fucking disgusting.
Yeah.
which one? I got the fucking puke one time.
Oh yeah, the vomit one. That's not nice.
Yeah, that
I actually remember for one incentive, I ate a handful of them. It was an interesting experience.
I did that too. Never again.
Yeah, I ate it all though.
The vomit one, and then there was the stinky socks one that's really fucking gross.
Yeah. I've got like some incentives though and stuff like that, and like what I'm doing with the games I want to play. There's gonna be like ways that people can manipulate the game.
And then there's what
donations.
is it? The pleasant ones were like the mint toothpaste. I was like, oh, it's mint toothpaste. That's not terrible.
Yeah.
Okay, the chat's chiming in here. Yeah, they haven't seen Bean Boozled in a minute. Okay, good, because those things are.
Yeah,
Now
I think they're probably like done.
Then they started theming them. Like you could still find them at the candy store. Like they were still theming. They were theming. Like there was Harry Potter ones and stuff like that. Like branded Bean Boozled. So I was like, ugh. Oh yes, the dead fish one. That one's disgusting.
God, that was disgusting.
You imagine the person that has to like taste test those things like before product release.
I hope they get paid well. That's all I have to say.
Yeah. There's probably some weird Pow like would just eat them like candy. Like she no fucks given. She just eat them.
Like this is food, right?
Yeah. I was like, what are you doing? That's disgusting. Ugh. Ugh, dead fish. All right. Are you good or do you need a break? You need a bathroom break or anything? How do you hold your peeing for so long?
Years of practice, my dude. Years of practice.
What are you practicing for?
Do you not remember the freaking high school story I told you?
Oh my God. Is it literally? No, so it's not practicing. It's trauma.
Yes.
It's straight up trauma. All right. I will grab a quick restroom break and then I will be back.
No worries.
Yeah, let's do that. All right. So, stuff's starting to hit the fan here. It's starting to affect us all greatly. Let's go ahead and first off, I was wrong. Nintendo Switch is sold out like crazy.
Yep.
What the fuck, people?
I'm like not that bothered about getting one right now, and I'm like, Jesus Christ.
I said they're gonna have a hard time selling these things at this price. Nope, I'm fucking stupid. Apparently, they sold all the pre-orders.
The console price isn't the problem; it's the video game price that people are like mad about. And I saw that apparently Xbox have now said they are increasing their game prices now to $80.
That's what we got right here. That's what we got on the docket here. So
yeah. Oh.
Let's see here. Where's my article? I just had it. I put it on the sheet for you.
Ah.
Here we go.
Ah, all right. I see it's here.
Yeah. So this is from IGN. Microsoft raises the prices of all Xbox Series consoles, Xbox games, and then the games are confirmed to hit $80 this holiday.
Yep. What the hell are they smoking?
Right? So here's what we're looking at. I'd be baffled if people are paying these prices for fucking Xboxes, but here we go. Here's our price increases. Xbox Series S 512 gigs going up to $379.99 from $299. A Series S 1 terabytes going up to $429 from $349.
So an $80 increase on both of those.
We're looking like an $80 average increase here. No. Series X digital is going up $100.
That's without a disk drive.
That's without a disk drive. And then the Series X is going up to $599.99.
Yep.
And
so if you want an Xbox, while they're still cheap.
Here we go. Xbox Series X 2 terabyte Galaxy Special Edition, $729 up from $599.
That's a $130 increase.
Your hardware is also going up in price. The hardware I figured was going to go up in price. There's no escaping this. Your controllers, your core controllers, I'm going to guess that's white and black. Those are going to be going up to $64.99. If you want a color, you are looking at $69.99. So that is a $10 increase, I believe. I think they're $59.99 for colored ones. And if you want a special edition, you're looking at $79.99. And limited editions are $89.99, up from $79. This is nuts, dude. Wireless Elite controller, $149. Everything controller wise, everything looks like it's going up $10, with the exception of the Elite 2. That's going up $20.
Okay.
So everything looks like it's going up $10, aside from the Series 2 Elite, which is $20.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know who's going to buy an Xbox at $599. Like a Series.
They are going to now. It's cheaper to get. It's cheaper probably to get like a gaming PC of that price and then just buy the Game Pass.
That's the thing too. I think well, I don't know. I don't know where the computer stuff falls under the tariff now. Supposedly it doesn't affect the computer stuff. Supposedly some of it does. Phones, I think, are exempt from this. I don't know because they fucking keep flipping it around. But at these prices, at $600, you're still out. You're still not in gaming PC territory.
Okay.
At least in America, a gaming PC, you're looking at roughly $800 to $900 to get started, depending on where you go. Like if you go and get like a bundle at Costco or something like that, you're looking at around $900, I think. This is rough.
Yeah.
This is rough. I think what they're going to do, I think they're going to bank on the Series X digital being kind of the default purchase for a majority of people now.
Probably.
And then they'll phase out the X with the disc. I think that's kind of where they're trying to head with this thing, because the disc alone is adding $50 to the price.
Mm-hmm. Similar with the PlayStation Pro and how it's like not got a disc drive. You want to pay extra, it's $80.
Now let's be realistic here too. I don't think PlayStation is going to be immune to any of this either. I feel like that's coming. Although Sony's taking a different route from what I understand. I think Sony's raising the prices everywhere else to offset the cost of tariffs here. Okay. Your stuff's going to go up. Your prices are going to go up, but they're just not, I don't think they're going to go up to this extent. These are huge jumps. These are like $80 jumps.
Yeah.
And if Sony wants to play the smart game, then they undercut the price of the Xbox and stuff by a little bit while still, eating some of the tariff costs, and they'll sell more consoles. Morgan, you basically hit it on the head. You take the savings you're getting from elsewhere and you pass the savings on to the country where, we're getting screwed. Yep. But I can't imagine people jumping into the Xbox boat at these prices.
No.
I can't. If you are, you're doing the Series S and you're getting Game Pass, basically.
Yeah.
That's like if you're going to jump in that Xbox boat, or you're doing the Series X digital and then doing Game Pass.
Yeah.
Because these are rough.
Mm-hmm.
I have nowhere else to go with this aside from these prices are rough, and that's going to sting. And like I was saying, we're going to start seeing the effects of all this shit shortly here, like for everything else. I had already talked about earlier, I think it was pre-show, where my printer filament for my 3D printer went up, $4 a spool just because of these tariff costs. The printers itself have gone up $100 at minimum.
Jesus.
So this is gonna be the new norm. On top of that, games are gonna hit $80 this holiday. I mean, how do we feel about the $80 games? Do we think
I generally believe if you think a game is worth $80, then you want to pay that price, you go for it. I myself am pretty put off from it, honestly. It's why when the Oblivion remaster came out and it was just $50, I was genuinely surprised.
Yeah.
I thought they were going to charge way more than that, but no, they get to like $50, which I was very surprised by. Which is but I don't like it. Honestly, I don't like it because I feel like it's already getting too costly for all the consumer to like, purchase it because it my hope, I guess, from all this is that a lot of people will see the price tag, a lot of like reasonable people will think, geez, that's quite a lot, but then they'll see like a smaller like indie game for a lot cheaper and they might go with that and explore more horizons basically and go for like games that are like a lot cheaper and have a much better experience. Honestly, that's where I want. If that makes sense, that's like, well, I don't know. I'm kind of going on a tangent there and everything like that, but like, yeah, I'm not. I'm agreeing on like $80 for games, honestly, in this day and age because we're already paying a large amount for like the hardware itself and for the gaming experience and everything like that and whatnot. And I just think they're starting to ask for too much, especially because a lot of these companies are worth billions and don't really need to do this at all.
I semi agree with this. Here's what I'm thinking. So I think we, as a video game consumer, I think we've been blessed with the $60 price for so long,
yeah,
that we kind of got jaded by it and we expected it. And as time went on, these games started costing more to make. Where the game, these are random numbers I'm pulling out of my ass, but let's say one game costs $750,000 to make.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's $5 million to make. Then
the counter argument there though is Concord.
Well, Concord is this fucking thing that they invested millions of dollars into, right?
I think it was somewhere between 200 to 400 mil they invested in.
Some ridiculous. Now, like I said, the numbers I just gave you were pulled out of my ass, like random numbers, right? But it's just so I think, but like you have games that are costing $400 million to make, that they're just throwing in the can because they didn't sell, and they're nowhere near making that money back. Maybe at some point, like the $70 thing, I was like, okay, it's time. We've been sitting at $60 for so long that, it makes sense. The game costs millions of dollars more to make. They have to get that somewhere.
Your argument basically is that the jump from 70 to 80 is becoming too fast. They should have allowed it to linger a little bit longer for $70 and then jump to 80 in the future, basically, because it does feel like that. Because like the jump from 60 to 70 happened when the new gen consoles came out with like the PS5 and the Xbox Series X, which was only 5 years ago, compared to $60, which was set like during like the PS4 and Xbox One era, basically.
PS3, like all the way back from the PS3 and 360,
even PS3,
yeah, it was $60.
Yeah, so
So when we hit that price point, and we stayed through what, 2 generations, almost 10 years. That's a long time. That's that's a fixed adjustment. Like, oh, they're $60 now. We rode that out for 10 years. And then when the next gens came 5 years ago, we were looking at $70. We're like, okay, it's kind of time or whatever. The jump to $80 here, I think the jump to $80 is for them to cover the cost of manufacturing and shipping these physical games. But There's some caveats to this. This is where I don't necessarily. If it is for shipping and physical distribution purposes, this $10 increase, these games should not be $80 in the digital storefronts.
I agree with that. I do agree with that.
They
because
should
they're
not
literally
be.
just code.
Yeah, you should keep the $70. Now, granted, there are server maintenance fees and all this kind of stuff, and server uptime and stuff like that. That Microsoft and Microsoft has their own storefront to do all this, but there are fees there that have to be maintained. Like Sony uses probably Amazon or something out there in the world for their servers, so there's those costs that are associated with that I understand, but I don't think $10 increases justify those fees.
No.
So at this point, $70 for digital, that should be it.
Yeah.
But
I do agree with that.
Physically, if you're going to charge $80 physically and that's to cover the shipping and manufacturing costs, you better put a fucking disc in the box.
Oh,
Otherwise, you're paying $10 for a code and a case.
That was the one thing I was annoyed by that Marvel Spider-Man 2 collector's edition that I got. It didn't come with a disc, just a download code.
There's no disc in the collector's edition?
Nope. There was just a download code, and that was it. I got a steelbook, I got a figurine, and I got a digital code for the game.
A fucking steelbook to put your imaginary disc in it.
Yes. I was pissed.
See, that I do not agree with at all. If I'm paying for, what am I paying for then? Like, it doesn't cost them that much to print that sheet of paper.
Mm.
It doesn't cost that much to print that cover on the box.
Yeah, so what I learned about that as well is that apparently if you bought the normal version of Marvel Spider-Man 2, you got the disc, but if you bought Digital Deluxe or higher, you get a code. That's what they did there, which was kind of annoying.
See, that kind of stuff pisses me off where I'm like, this is fucking ridiculous.
Pissed me off. I still enjoyed the game, but like...
Right. But that's fucking stupid and asinine. Like, I paid all this money and you're just going to give me that?
Yeah, it's why I'm probably never going to buy a collector's edition again after that.
So, yeah, $80 price increase. Not $80 price increase to $80. There better be a fucking game in the box there better be a disc in the box. If there's not, this is not going to go well. Now, call me crazy, but this price increase, if it is on just the physical, it's to phase it out. Because then it gets to the point where people don't buy it and they just buy digital, and it's like, oh, we don't have to print this shit anymore. Now, I've called this, I think, before, and I think what's going to end up happening is your physical editions are going to be just restricted down to those collectors, gigantic, collector's edition boxes. That's where your physical editions are going to end up, period.
Yeah.
But then you're getting a digital code in the fucking box on that thing. So
yeah,
this is a mess. Who knows what's going on here? Part of me thinks it's part tariff. Part of me thinks it's just greed and they're going to just phase this shit out.
We shall see.
I think the Xbox coming in at $50 more for the disk drive, I think that's going to phase out. I think that's just going to be a model that goes away. But we'll see what happens here. More bad news on the front, but count my jaw still up in my mouth. Grand Theft Auto 6 got delayed.
Well, you say delayed. There wasn't really a release date beforehand, so they just whatever release date they planned, they basically just pushed it back to May. But I'd say delayed's a bit of a stretch.
Well, no, it's still... I say delayed because according to this is The Verge. According to this, the game was originally planned for fall of 2025.
Yes. Okay.
We didn't have a specific date, but it was... we were told 2025.
Yeah.
So it is getting pushed to May 26, 2026. Here's the statement from Rockstar. We're very sorry that this is later than you expected. The interest and excitement surrounding a new Grand Theft Auto has been truly humbling for our entire team. We want to thank you for the support and your patience as we work to finish the game. With every game we have released, the goal is to always have been to try to exceed your expectations, and Grand Theft Auto 6 is no exception. We hope you understand that we need this extra time to deliver at the level of quality you expect and deserve. We look forward to sharing more information with you soon. Okay. Like I said, count me not surprised.
No. But, if they need more time to work on this thing, give it them. There's plenty of stuff that's coming out over the next year that but we're distracted by. So, I know. I've heard that side from my friends and everything like that as well. You really wanted to play it during this fall. But the fact is, if they think it's not finished and they want more time, they're entitled to do that.
Well, I mean, I'm not saying it's bad that they delayed it. I mean, do what you got to do, right? We don't want cyberpunk
I understand
situation.
that. You're just basically bummed. That's all, because you were really looking forward to playing this at the end of the year.
I mean, I don't know. It was going to come either way, right?
Yeah.
Like it's going to come either way, and we're going to get to play it. I think it's this level of expectation that gets set, and that Rockstar's not the only other company that does this. All these other companies are doing this shit, where they're announcing trailers for stuff that isn't even.
I mean, to be fair, on Rockstar, I don't think they're to blame for that, because the trailer was leaked, and they had to get ahead of it.
That's okay. That is right. They were not ready to do it, and then it got leaked.
They weren't ready to do it just yet, but the trailer got leaked, so Rockstar just said, fuck it, and released the trailer to get ahead of it quickly. So, yeah.
Let's see. So, extra time.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, color me not surprised. But I think it's one of those things, too, because we're seeing this a lot where the trailers are coming. And maybe, Rockstar's in a different position here because that trailer got leaked. But I go back to the Metroid Prime 4 thing where they released the trailer, and then that game got delayed indefinitely for fucking years.
Jesus.
Which is a Nintendo fuck up, because they typically don't do that.
No, but then they got a little bit too excited. Shit happened. They had to completely rework the game from scratch. Basically.
Yeah, from what I understand, the game was shit, and then they had to redo it. And then, now we're going to finally see it. But I think these companies need to just stop releasing trailers.
I honestly believe that companies should take a leaflet out of From Software. From Software typically don't release a trailer for a game until they know the game is fully fleshed and finished, and all they have to left to do is polishing. And that's it.
Right. Like, you are ready to release this thing. The game's ready to go out to the world. Here we go. But yeah, this isn't cool. But I get it. We don't want another cyberpunk situation, because that was a fucking debacle. But I'm getting annoyed with this whole idea of we're going to release these trailers, we're going to set this hype level, and then the game doesn't fucking come out, or it doesn't exist for years down the line.
I do
the Wonder Woman thing. That fucking what they did to poor Pal with the fucking Wonder Woman game. They put out this trailer, got her so excited for this thing. She's waiting on pins and needles to play this fucking thing, and then out of nowhere they're like, we're not releasing this.
You can blame Warner Bros. For that one, because they decided to shut the studio down. Right.
But that's where it comes down to, hey, don't release these trailers until the games are, ready to release.
Yeah.
I'm not saying do it to Bethesda levels where, hey, Oblivion Remastered, boom, it's out today, go buy it. I'm not saying get to that level, but, 3 months, maybe 6 months out, okay, it's trailer time. By 6 months out, you're ready to package and ship the thing.
Yeah.
Manufacturing, as far as I know, probably would already be in the gears turning for that whole thing, printing discs and sending them out and all that stuff. But we'll all be here in May? We'll all be here in May to do
May next year. Yeah.
Grand Theft Auto 6.
I will be 30 years old when this comes out.
When was Grand Theft Auto 5?
2013. I was 17 years old when that came out.
How old was I in 2013? Let's see.
I was in college.
17.
Yeah, Tears of the Kingdom got delayed Tears of the Kingdom got delayed multiple times, I think.
It did. Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
Let's see, 20. I was.
Well, we can do that in vanilla, GTA 5, can't we? So
I was 30 years old when Grand Theft Auto.
It was September 2013.
Yeah.
I remember.
I was 30 years old when Grand Theft Auto 5 came out.
Damn.
Jesus Christ, dude. I didn't even think I was going to buy it. I think I told the story on one of the other pods. I didn't even think I was going to buy it. And then everyone at work kept fucking talking about Grand Theft
Yeah.
Auto 5.
I think I got it as a present from my mom at the time.
So I went, I drove home and I stopped at 3 places to try and get a copy of Grand Theft Auto 5. And I found one at a fucking Toys R Us. It was a PS3 copy too.
Yeah, it was before the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One came out.
It was a PS3 copy. But
literally 2 months before.
We will be here. May to play Grand Theft Auto 6. I'm sure we'll have a first glimpse on that thing.
We will.
You can also yeet grenades. Oh, we're talking about R.E.P.O again. You can throw grenades.
You can do that, yes, but then the grenades are more used for the monsters that are in the game.
Okay, the cute little Big Deal Notes emote. That's adorable. Which Pokemon is that?
Flygon, my favorite
Flygon?
type. Yeah.
Morgan was 25. Wow, Morgan, you were young.
Damn.
Sheesh. Good times. Good times. Okay, Grand Theft Auto 6. All right. Last of Us Part not Last of Us Part 2. Last of Us TV show on HBO. We'll close out with this. Dale, they did the thing.
I felt like they would.
Spoiler alert. Dale, you have not seen this?
Well, I've not seen the show, but I know what happens.
Okay.
Spoiler
alert. Morgan, spoiler alerts. Spoil.
I mean, if she's played Last of Us Part 2 as well, she'll know.
Yeah, she'll know. I'm talking about for clipping purposes or whatever. Make sure we get the spoil alerts in here. Spoil alert.
Okay, I muted.
Morgan's not played Last of Us Part 2?
Okay, never mind.
Wait, Morgan, you never played Last of Us Part 2?
She can't hear you right now. She's muted.
Well, no, she can't talk. Mute is talk. Anyway. Why'd she mute herself? She's not doing the spoil alert. Oh, you're muting me, Morgan? Is that what you're doing? Are you muting me?
That's a good point, are you?
No, but have you played it, Morgan? Have you played Last of Us Part 2?
Have you played the game? Wait, no, she hasn't, I don't think. No. I think she said she's got it on her shelf and she still hasn't played it. I think so. I think that's the case.
But this is we're talking, this is Aerith levels of spoilers here. I would imagine she knows by now.
I didn't know that, by the way, about the error thing.
Right.
I didn't know that until one of my friends told me while I was playing Rebirth.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll have to just mark this for clip. Morgan, just set a time marker. Set a time marker now for yourself, Morgan, so you can clip. So they did the thing. Spoiler alert. 3, 2, and 1. Here's your spoiler alert. HBO has done the thing, and they killed off Joel in The Last of Us TV show.
Yep.
It is done. They did the thing. Here's what I thought. It's pretty interesting how I think when I said on the pod, I think they were going to go and do the whole Abby plot line first. They were going to go through Abby's backstory. You were going to go through the whole thing with the monks and all of that first. And then they were going to end season 2 with Joel dying. That's what I thought was going to happen.
Okay. Be interesting.
Look, what's happening here is they have done Joel in on episode 2. Joel is now dead.
Damn.
It is.
One would say that Abby got a Joel in one. And I can't take credit for that joke. I saw it online.
Joel in one. She's a real stickler, that Abby.
Yeah.
So they did take some liberties with it. All in all, it is very close to what happens in the game. It is. I think Bella Ramsey said she watched Ashley Johnson's performance and tried to mimic it almost point for point.
Good.
You haven't seen any of the season 2 yet?
No, I need to go out to season 1 and finish season 1 first, and then I want to wait until all episodes out on season 2 and then finish season 2.
Season one basically ends where Last of Us Part 1 ends.
I figured as much.
With the giraffes and all that stuff. That's where season 1 ends.
Then from what I know, I think they're splitting it into 2 seasons.
Which is interesting.
The second game. Yeah.
Which is interesting. So maybe we're going to get the whole Abby plotline at in the next season.
I figured that they would do that. Yeah. So like season 2 will probably end at that point where they confront her, and then it will like go off, and then it will go all the way back to like, Abby's side of the story.
It's interesting though. Because this was some Game of Thrones level shit for people that had never played The Last of Us.
I saw a lot of clips of people reacting to that for the first time, but then their significant other is like, who's played the game, is like, yeah, now you know how I felt 5 years ago.
I lived through it. And I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
No,
I played it on stream like 5 years ago.
Like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Because I really enjoyed the first game. I played the first game like half a dozen times. And so I played the second game. I've only played the second game once. I've not
Me
been back
too.
to it
I only
since.
went through it once.
Yeah.
I think I might do it again now that they have that remastered thing on Steam and all that stuff. I might do it again.
Yeah. I don't agree with that. What they did with the first game. The first game they could have offered like the upgrade pack for like $10, and then you could upgrade to like the new one from the remaster, but they didn't do that. They just made it full price.
But then suckers like me won't pay $70 again for their favorite game.
Yeah, but I think then for some reason for the second game they have offered that. The £10.
I think it was from backlash from the first time.
It wouldn't surprise me. Then why not do it for the first one as well? I don't know. It's weird.
But so it's from what happens, it is fairly accurate to what happens in the game, with the exception of how Abby does it.
Yeah.
Instead of swingy, Abby goes stabby.
Nice.
And it's gruesome.
It was in the game, so like
it's gruesome in the. I didn't think the TV show would take it that far, but it is gruesome in the TV show. Like I was like, oh shit! But then again, I've seen Game of Thrones and the shit they do in there, so I'm like not fully surprised.
Yeah,
but they have really, really upped the ante this season with Last of Us. Like you could tell the budget push that the show got, because now it's fucking bloater central. It's fucking clicker central. Like they have a whole fucking like segment where the clickers Ray Jackson.
Ooh, that's new.
Yeah, like a whole like they're running through the village taking people out, and like the clickers are just invading. They've spent some money this season.
Good. Good.
It's looking great. Bella does a fantastic job. I still think, nothing hits as hard as Ashley Johnson's performance. But
oh God, yeah.
Yeah, but Bella Ramsey did great. Abby, the person playing Abby, not a new actress. She's been around for a minute, but she's okay. I don't know how I feel about we haven't seen much of it yet.
Okay.
Interesting fact. Her mother, the actress's mother in real life, had passed away like a couple weeks before filming this.
Damn.
So I guess there was some extra fucking turmoil when she had to film, like in that performance of hers where she filmed this whole thing. And they're doing a lot of like damage control stuff, like because we all Laura Bailey, who was the voice actress for Abby in the game, all the shit she went through, which is just horrible. They are doing a lot of
so that's why I saw Pedro making some posts about it.
Right, like there's a lot of social media posts going up with him and Caitlin I think it's Caitlin Dyer or Dreyer, that's her name. There's photos with her, and they're having a good time on set and all this. Like they're basically putting it out there like, hey, it's just a TV show, people. Like You
Yeah.
know,
Literally.
don't get fucking Psycho. It's just a TV show.
It was like when the game came out. It's just a game, and it's just telling a story, and that's really
that
all it
was
comes
really,
down to.
really, really unfortunate with that whole thing because she got
Yeah.
threats and she had to move and all kinds of shit, from what I understand. So they did a lot of damage control out there. Bella Ramsey, they're all having lunch together. They're all having a good time. They're chilling. They like, hey, it's just a TV show. People, relax. We're all okay. Because people do take stuff 0 to 60, but it's really, really well done. The scene hits hard. Pow was fucking traumatized yet again.
Did Pow play the game?
Yeah, we bought it day one. We both bought copies day one, and Pow was like, "What the fuck? Like, why?"
Should have messaged me and compared notes about our reactions.
I want to go, and I'm gonna go watch some of these reaction videos. This thing, because this is like Game of Thrones level like betrayal, Because when spoiler alert, if you never watched Game of Thrones, when oh god, what's his name? Oh, I don't know why it's skipping my head all of a sudden. The guy from the main guy from the Direwolves, Ned Stark. It's the Ned Stark thing. Yeah. Ned Stark got beheaded, and people are like, "What the fuck? I love this guy. Why would you do this in season 1?" Well, it's like, that's the kind of game this is, or that's the kind of movie and book this is. But if you haven't seen Last of Us yet, I would go watch it. Check it out. It's doing great this season. It's fantastic. Go watch it. I can't speak highly enough. They're all fantastic. Pedro's. I'm starting to think Pedro's on like a Tom Hanks run here. If you remember, like Tom Hanks, how he just had hit movie after hit movie after hit movie, like in the 90s, I mean, like just in a row.
The next Pedro movie is Fantastic Four,
which looks amazing.
Yes, they finally showed him stretchy.
I saw the trailer and I'm like, okay, this is the first Marvel movie I've been excited for in a long time. Like, it looks great.
It looks great, and they've showed off the Silver Surfer. They've shown off a bit of Galactus, but not like shown him fully, which I'm glad about because I want to see that in cinema and see what it looks like in cinema.
The Thunderbolts actually looks decent too. Like Thunderbolts,
I've heard good things about the Thunderbolts. Yeah, like legit, I've heard that it's a good movie, and like they introduced Sentry in this movie as well. If you don't know anything about Sentry, he is broken as fuck.
What
in terms of like what he
Sentry?
is?
Let me see.
Sentry. He's basically like Superman on steroids.
Okay.
It's like the MCU's equivalent of Superman, pretty much.
Interesting. Okay, I gotta look at this. Okay. Speaking of Superman, we saw the trailer for the new Superman movie too.
That also looks great as well. Like both trailers back to back have been bangers. James Gunn knows how to do music so well in these trailers.
I know we're veering off from Last of Us here, but it's okay. But Superman's always one of those characters. Like, I have nothing against Superman, but I don't think any movie has ever been able to make him look cool.
No.
Like, it's a dude that runs around in blue and red underwear. Like, how do you like make this guy look cool, right? I felt the same way about Thor also. Like, truth be told, I felt the same way about Thor. I was like, there's no way to make Thor look cool. But somehow James Gunn has managed to make Superman look cool.
Yeah.
And call me crazy. Who I don't know who's playing Superman now. I forget the person's name, but
it's a new guy.
Yeah,
he's got quite a lot of like a mixture of new faces and familiar faces.
He looks
this
like
movie.
He looks like, it's crazy to me. He looks more like Clark Kent. I mean, obviously Clark Kent has looked different from comic to comic, but he also kind of looks like Christopher Reeve in some shots.
He does have that look, yeah. The guy's name is David Corenswet or something like that.
David, let me look this up real quick. David Corenswet. David.
Yeah. Previous work he's been in is in the recent Twisters movie, the A24 movie Pearl. He was in that apparently as well.
Ah, yes, I remember that.
Yeah. Only recent stuff though. He's only been active since like 2019, 2020 in terms of like, film career.
Yeah. Let me me see. Christopher Reeve.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, let me see here. So with the beard and stuff, like the guy does not look like Christopher Reeve, but like clean shaven
No.
Clark Kent Superman look, he has like facial features of Christopher Reeve. It's wild.
Yeah. We'll go for spoilers now, yeah, because we're on a completely different topic entirely now, Damie. So we're good there now.
Oh yeah, sorry, Morgan. Yeah, we're good. Go watch Last of Us Part 2.
Yeah, go watch Last of Us Part 1 by episode 1, episode 2.
Yeah, we're getting ready to wind down here. But yeah, like he looks like Christopher Reeve, like in some shots.
Yeah, I agree with that.
He looks more like Clark Kent to me than I think Henry Cavill did. But
I just want this movie to do well because I feel like DC has been quite bad recently in terms of movies, especially during the whole DCU era.
They couldn't figure anything out.
Yeah, they couldn't figure anything out at all. It was a massive mess. I hope it with James Gunn at the wheel, he'll have everything on the right path again. Once again,
it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate because all the stuff that was good, they like scrapped it, right? So like the Batman movie is great. The Robert Pattinson Batman is a great movie.
That's its own separate thing now, according to what James Gunn has said. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's like, okay, why are we not getting this Robert Pattinson Batman in this, this universe, right? Like, this is a good fucking Batman. Why is this not happening? And then you have
James Gunn's plan.
And then you have like Joaquin's Joker, which completely got ruined with that second movie. What the fuck they were thinking?
The second movie.
Whatever the fuck they were thinking there, that was not it, fam. And then Wonder Woman was the same thing. Like Gal Gadot is a fantastic Wonder Woman. That Wonder Woman movie is great.
She was a fantastic looking Wonder Woman. In terms of acting, it was very meh.
The first movie is fantastic. I'm going to be honest with
you.
The
first movie, I think someone said it best, was that the first movie, she does a great job of like being an outside person in a world that she does not know, and that's why it makes it really good, because her voice has that kind of tone to it.
Right.
But if you watch her later movies, she sounds the same every single time, and it's what kind of kills.
Yeah,
it
the Superman movie was it Batman, Superman? She's in Justice League.
Yeah.
All that, she does not shine in those things. That one movie where she had the solo with her, and it's the Wonder Woman backstory and all this stuff, is a great movie. And then they butchered that whole thing. And then you kind of look at this and like, I know we're greatly off topic, but it's popular culture. Who cares? But they want the Marvel thing, right? Like, I think we're kind of in agreement here that DC wants the Marvel stuff, right? Like, they want the universe, they want the movies to build up and all that kind of stuff, but they don't give themselves any opportunity to give these characters the ability to grow. And when the characters are good, they're like, yeah, we're going to do something different. Like, why the fuck? People need to associate the actor with the character. That's why Robert Downey Jr. worked.
Yeah.
He's a good Iron Man. They kept him as Iron Man.
We'll have to see what James Gunn's plan is basically for DC and see how it goes. That's all I have to like really say.
Well, yeah. The crazy thing is, I don't think James Gunn's going to be the problem. I think it's going to be the people that are signing the paychecks upstairs that are going to be like, yeah, this isn't working for us. Like, what the fuck do you want to do? Because why would you take a good Batman like Robert Pattinson and be like, oh yeah, that doesn't count here. This is something different. Like, okay, well then who's the Batman I need to be following? Or
we have yet to know. It's the answer to that question. We have yet to know.
If it's some nobody that ends up being a fantastic fucking actor, I'm all over it.
Yeah.
Kid Kalen's in the chat here, and he says DC wants that instant high praise. They want to be Marvel right out of the gate, which just isn't going to happen.
I mean, Marvel's been pretty hit and miss with movies, so it's the perfect opportunity to like take the limelight.
Well, I will say the first, the phase 1 run was meticulously planned out.
Oh yeah, the Infinity
they knew what they were doing.
Was very well planned out, and then multiverse has been kind of all over the place.
Right, because they ran out of something fumbled the plans there for the multiverse thing. Something fumbled.
I think that what happened there is they went for quantity over quality. They rushed a lot of projects out of the window. They did a lot of like things wrong. They were too quick with some stuff, and then when they did test screens for some of these movies and they got bad reactions, they had to quickly like reshoot, redo things, that kind of shit. It kind of made everything really messy.
I think they wanted to do X-Men way earlier.
Probably.
And they couldn't get X-Men because they got Spider-Man. They were able to get Spider-Man, and I think they were going to try. I don't know. I don't work in the industry. I'm not an insider of any way, shape, or form there, but I think they wanted to do X-Men, and they probably tried to get X-Men.
Yeah.
And they couldn't. And then what happened was Disney bought Fox.
Yeah.
Or whatever. And then they got X-Men, but they were already knee deep in this multiverse shit that they couldn't quite get themselves out of.
I think another thing that kind of was a big blow as well with the multiverse thing was what happened to the actor who played who was supposed to be the big bad in the whole multiverse saga.
Oh yeah, and then he went and ended up being a bad dude.
Yeah. Yeah, and then that's when they had to like quickly kind of get all that out of the way and then move on to like the next thing kind of thing. So
fucked up, dude. That's like they're like
it is.
Like, fuck, you fucked everything up, dude. Like, how do you not be mad at this guy? I don't know if the allegations were true or not. I think
we don't know.
They happened, and the allegations came out, and then he paid the price for it with his career and everything. I don't know if they were true or not. Yeah. That's for the courts to decide. But
yeah, to like steer onto a different path, and then a different path is like Doctor Doom with Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah, we got Robert Downey Jr. back as Doctor Doom, and I'm like, this is where we're going.
Mm-hmm.
Just give me Wolverine, and we'll call it a day.
I mean, if you've not seen that trailer, the lineup of like all the people who are going to be in this like Doomsday movie,
is Hugh Jackman in it?
Not Hugh Jackman, but Ian McKellen and Patrick Stewart.
What? Really?
And also James Marsden, aka Cyclops.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, they're literally bringing like the old school mutants back into the whole thing as well for Doomsday.
That's nuts. I'm going to watch that trailer again. That's crazy.
They did a whole like live stream where they like did a 12-hour live stream of like slowly revealing all the names of the people who are going to be in the movie.
People will just watch anything. They're just sitting there watching director's chairs for 12 hours.
Yes.
Like, what's it going to change? Fucking watching paint dry?
Pokemon did it a while ago with Sword and Shield, where they were slowly like revealing a new Pokemon, and it turned out to be a Galarian form of Ponyta.
Oh my god.
That was a 12-hour live stream. Actually, no, it was a 24-hour live stream, I think.
Before we head out of here, are the Pokemons like, are they still trying with creating the new Pokemon, or is it clear they're starting to get lazy with the new creations?
I think Scarlet and Violet actually was very creative with their Pokemons. I feel like they had some really big bangers in terms of Pokemon creation in there. Will we see that kind of fatigue in the next few years with next gen, something like that? We'll see. We'll see.
I don't know how you can keep creating. There's how many Pokemon now? There's thousands at this point,
1,020 something, 25. Last time I looked. Yeah. It's why when it comes to like Pokemon knowledge in terms of the decks, my knowledge goes to Gen 5, and then it kind of gets a little hazy after that because there's so many to remember.
It's going to get to the point where they're like, we've done this before. We've seen this Pokemon before.
1,025 Pokemon. Currently, we've yet to see if Legend ZA adds any new ones there. You know, I don't know if they will. We know there's new Mega Evolutions in there, and that's all I know.
The guys just sit there. There's a whole team that their whole job is just to sit and come up with Pokemon.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll see what happens with all this stuff. Grand Theft Auto 6, obviously. We're going to see what happens with Last of Us, and then we'll see what happens with Robert Downey Jr. making his return as Dr. Doom, and then we'll see what happens with...
we'll see how it all goes.
We'll see how it all turns out. All right, guys. That's it for episode 59. We appreciate you hanging out with us today. This is Eric. This is Dill.
Yeah.
We got clips up for you guys. Pow is finishing up Split Fiction episode 1, where me and her and our playthrough. Go ahead and check out that link. You can get your TikTok, your Instagram, all that good stuff. If you're listening to this on YouTube, like, comment, subscribe. We'd appreciate it very much. Your podcast of choice. Thanks for hanging out and listening with us. And if you're on Twitch, we appreciate you watching us. So this is Good Friends, Good Games, and we'll catch you all very soon.
Bye.